Hello everyone, my name's Kitetsu and welcome back to my channel. So whilst I'm off for a week, I thought I would head straight back onto YouTube and start making some videos. I hope you are all doing well. I've missed you guys and it is driving me mad not being able to make these videos. If I had my way, I would literally put one of these up every single day. That's what I was doing, it's what I was enjoying. But hey ho, life is getting in the way and there's not much I can do about that at the moment. But anyway, let's dig into this video because I've got quite a lot to say and you know what I'm like, I rant. I'll try to keep it succinct, but I'm sure I'll fail. We have got the start collecting sets announced for the IDONETH and for the MAGGOTKIN of NURGLE. Now these have been quite eagerly anticipated and I remember that realization dawning on me when these two armies dropped that, oh, I have to actually wait for a year before we're going to start seeing a start collecting set. Games Workshop obviously want to sell the figures and make some money back on all of their development and research and, you know, all of the concept building and designing and then the production costs. And then a year later, they come out with the start collecting set, which represents really good value for money. And that's where new people hop on board or people can add reinforcements or just scale up their armies in a more affordable way. Now these are the first two start collecting sets that have dropped for Age of Sigmar since the price increase, and obviously I've got something to say about that too, because whilst they're supposed to represent really good value for money, I think one of these two sets is massively better than the other in that regard. And overall, I guess, you know, the value for money is something that I've really plugged and I really care about. I'm quite passionate about that on my channel. I've had people in the past sort of, I won't use the word attack, but they get irate with me and they say, you know, the hobby, the value's relative, stop complaining about the prices. If you love it, you are prepared to pay whatever you want for it. Believe me, I love Warhammer. I have a whole channel based on it. I probably spend more money on it than the vast majority of people do. But at the same time, I appreciate the fact that we've gone through a really good 3 or so years for Age of Sigmar being really affordable to at least get into. You don't have to drop insane amounts of money for the same price, nearly more or less, as buying a PlayStation game. You could pick up a start collecting set. For a lot of people, that's probably enough to keep them happy with the hobby for a long time. So it's vital Games Workshop get these sets right. They're very important. They were the thing that tempted me back into this hobby. I'd been away for years. They've got a lot riding on them. I am personally very disappointed that the price did go up. For the vast majority, they've only gone up by a £5. But quite a few have gone up to £60, and I'm absolutely certain both of these are going to be on the higher end of those two prices. So without much further ado, let's dig in, see what we get in the boxes, and then I will give you my opinions. So we get a box of the Achillean Morsar, if I'm pronouncing that right, in this set. They are about, I think, £30 a box and they're 140 points. More importantly for me, you get a box of Namarti Thrall because they are my absolute favorite unit in the entire army, and I know that I'm quite perhaps in the minority for loving the Namarti, but for me, my love of Idoneth Deepkin was always centered around the idea of these elves and Teclis and Tyrion and Morathi, and how did those things all tie in together? Well, Morathi helped release the souls from Slaanesh, and Tyrion and Teclis started to create these elves. But the first ones went completely wrong. There was something about their souls that would cause them to die. They were blind, and ultimately, I guess their failed creation ran away and hid from their creator. There's something about that kind of Frankenstein story that I absolutely love. And I guess it helps that their stat line is absolutely insane. It's more than likely that each one of these is going to be making 3 attacks, hitting and wounding on 3s with -1 rend. Like, that just blows your mind. And then we get a, I think they're called a soul render there as well, which is 140 points as well. So overall, what they've included there is very good. You know, at the top there, they've said that their idea is you get a leader, a battle line option, and some cavalry, and that's the same for both of these sets. But where my issue comes in with this set is that you're looking at a £30 box, another £30 box, and a £15 leader, which means this set is basically contains the value of £75 worth of models. They're probably going to sell it for £60, which means the saving overall is only £15. Now, I get that that's still a saving, and any saving is a good saving, but if we reflect back on, say, how good the value was in the Seraphon set, or the Fire Slayers, say we take the Fire Slayers set as an example, if you bought one thing in there, you essentially were getting everything else for free, bundled in with the price. You know, including a £50 figure in a £50 set, that was the kind of value that I was really behind. You know, you can get behind a deal that's that good, whereas saving £15, you know, it's not bad, but it's not going to make me rush out and buy this over buying the individual components separately. I guess that's the best way of putting what I'm trying to say. If the price had have still been £50 for this set and you were actually saving £25, I think that would have been about right, and it would have been an awful lot better. You know, even then you're still not getting one of these £30 boxes essentially bundled in free, but considering building up an Idoneth army is quite pricey, it would have gone a long way towards helping. I know that I was so excited about the release of the Idoneth before they came out, and then I kind of went to total radio silence on them, and people were saying, you know, tell us more about the Idoneth, and I was kind of like, I'm a bit burnt out with them by now. I've talked about them so much, but ultimately with this faction I ended up preferring the Namati, both the Reavers and the Thrall, and all of the heroes to all of the sea creatures. I know I'm kind of in the minority there, you know, everyone tended to love the sea creatures, but I was also really disappointed with the Reavers being so poor at shooting. But yeah, anyway, that's a bit of a side note. Let me know down below what you think of the Idoneth now that we've had a year to reflect on the faction. Do you still love them? Are you pleased with this set? Are you going to pick this up? Do you think it represents the value that you're looking for? Because personally, I think it could be better. Now, the Maggotkin of Nurgle set, on the other hand, even taking in the price increase for these start collecting sets, this represents the value I'm looking for. This is so much better. And I actually had a debate with someone in the comments whether this was going to come out. I was saying we will definitely get a Maggotkin of Nurgle box set. They were saying we definitely wouldn't. There's no way they would put the Blight Kings in a box, and there were too few choices for them to include. And I have to say, I think they have nailed this one. Okay, so I've just looked through the range of the Maggotkin, and if you take out everything that's a demon, this is basically what's left. So really that's all they could have put in a set, but even so, somehow I'm kind of surprised with the composition of this box because I think it's perfect. The Blight Lords at the back there, Puskull Blight Lords I think they're called, that set is £40 just for the two of them. The Lord of Blights at the front, which is one of my all-time favourite Age of Sigmar models, I love his shield, he just looks so cool. He's £15, and if this set was still £50 overall, then you would already be saving money by now, because you would have basically saved £5 off of the Lord of Blights, and then the Blight Kings would have been completely free. Now, unfortunately, because these are likely to be £60, the value isn't quite as good, but I think these guys here are £33.50, and by my calculation that makes the box £88.50 in terms of value, which gives you a nice £28.50 of saving. So even then, you're almost, minus about £5, you're almost getting those Blight Kings completely free. Can you see the difference between the two sets that I'm kind of explaining here? But yeah, I think this is great. I love all of the models in this set, and like with the Idoneth set, you know, that's something I can't fault about both of these. They're very definitely going to form the core of these respective armies, or they certainly would for the armies that I would want to build. I guess I have a minor complaint with the Blight Kings in that because they're quite an expensive set and you only get 5 models, I know they're considerably bigger than the Namati, but considering they are a 105 piece kit with 11 torsos, 21 different weapon options and 17 different heads. Wouldn't it have been quite easy, Games Workshop, to have just put another 5 legs in there, and then you would have easily been able to build 10 out of them? But that's a minor complaint. You know, overall it's an amazing kit with loads of customization, which is really cool. And these guys are also a dual build kit as well. What is the guy? I think he's called the Lord of Afflictions you can build in this set too. So overall, really good set, really good customization, lots of good value for money. I've put this summary slide up just to make things clear as well, that the Maggotkin of Nurgle set is much better value for money, not only in terms of the actual savings, but in terms of the points you get in there as well. You know, if you bought 2 of those, you have your 1000 point army straight away, and you also have your battle line options, which would be completely legal in, I believe, a Vanguard force. You only need 2 battle line options up to 1000 points. So you're good to go. You know, it's a good set. And again, I will point people back to the video I made on the Caradron Overlords start collecting set, where they didn't even bother to put a battle line option in there. That was crazy. But yeah, I guess that is more or less everything I need to say. Whilst we're here, doesn't this look absolutely incredible as well? I don't know who they've got making these sculpts at Games Workshop at the moment, but especially the face sculpts, they are getting so much better. I'm guessing this is going to be resin, but I'm going to pick that up as soon as that goes up for pre-order because I absolutely love it. And then obviously we've got these boards coming out for Warhammer Underworlds. But yeah, basically I wanted to talk about these, so I'm going to leave the video there. I've ranted more than enough. I've also got a video on the Skaven Battle Tome I want to do. Not so much a review, but more of a have Games Workshop fixed the Skaven faction yet. But I'm going to leave this video here. I hope you guys are all well. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all really soon.